What's going on YouTube? Today I'm having an issue. I had a code pop up on my Accord. This is a 06 Honda Accord 4-cylinder. What happened is I had a code pop up from my upstream O2 sensor. So I went ahead and purchased my O2 sensor. I went with a Bosch. There was cheaper ones on the market, but they were aftermarket, and I don't really trust those when it comes to fuel maintenance and stuff. So I spent a little bit more, paid for the Bosch. It wasn't that much, it was only about 20 bucks more. And I also have rented a O2 sensor tool, because on this car there is a heat shield around where the O2 sensor sits, so you can't get a wrench in there, you can't do a socket, you got to have this little sucker here. But it was free. If you have an AutoZone near you, they only take a deposit, and they'll lend you this tool for up to 3 months, and you can use it. So let's get this circus on the road here. I'll show you what I got going on. Now the upstream O2 sensor is going to be closer to the motor, the motor here. I'll show you the plug. Let me see if I can get the camera in there. I'll try to point with the wrench. You could see that there's the actual plug. You see how it's gray right there? That's the O2 for the upstream sensor plug. I'm going to disconnect it here, and then I'm going to go underneath and remove the old one. That plug is located, as you could see, by your heater core hoses. There's 2 of them here, and there's also a motor mount. Right next to the motor mount, you're going to see the plug. I'll point to it again. It's right here. Right there, it's gray. Alright, so let's go underneath. Also, here's a part number if you're interested in that Bosch. It's a 15400. And original Bosch. Like I said, you can also get aftermarket ones if you don't want to spend extra money. Okay, so where you're going to be working is the front. If you're facing your vehicle, you're going to be working on the front left of your car. You cannot reach the O2 sensor from the side of the car. You have to come in from the front. It's right by the oil pan, so it's going to be on the front left side of the car. You're going to go through the front here. Okay, so I am underneath. Here's the CV axle. Here's the drain plug. Here's your pipe. And here's the sensor right here. There's the sensor. Here's the plug I disconnected just a few minutes ago. So I'm going to try to set up the camera so I could show you what I'm doing. Give me a second here. Okay, so this is where I'm at. Even with the wrench that I have rented, I could not get in because of this heat shield. So what I'm actually doing is I have to bend it back because the wrench is not properly sitting on the actual O2 sensor where I could loosen it. So I'm actually have to pry this back, this heat shield, so I can get the wrench on. I don't understand why the wrench is not going on, but it's not going on. It appears that this heat shield around the O2 sensor is very tight around it, and the wrench is just not fitting. So I'll keep you posted. I'm going to try to bend the heat shield out a little bit more so I can get the wrench on there. Also, I'm going to squirt some Panther piss on there. I call it Panther piss, but it's PB Blaster to loosen it up. And I'll continue videoing. Okay, so I got my wrench on there. I didn't have to pry it back that much more. Just had to pry it just a couple more centimeters. But the whole reason of renting this tool is hoping I didn't have to do this, because I noticed the heat shield when I looked at it the other day, and I thought by renting the tool would avoid this, but I guess not. So yeah, if you get the tool, you're probably going to have to do the same thing to your heat shield if you're replacing your upstream O2 sensor. What I'm going to do now is spray it again with some panther piss and let it sit for a few minutes, and I'm going to throw a breaker bar on this and pop it off, and I'll continue the video. Okay, so I have broke it loose. I'm going to get the wrench back on here. I apologize, but it's very hard trying to have a good angle and trying to tape and do work at the same time. So that's why I have to keep stopping the camera. Alright, so that sucker was in there. But I really like that panther piss. It really works well if you let it sit for a few minutes. It doesn't work like instantly, but it does work. Okay. As you can hear, that heat shield is still hitting that wrench. That's crazy though. Yeah. The whole point of renting this wrench is not to have to mess with anything like that. Alright, I'm going to stop the video. Okay, so I got it completely loose now. And there it is. That's your upstream O2 sensor. But anyway, that's the bad one. Here's my new one. Oh. Got the anti-seize on it already. Now also, when you get this mounted up and tightened up, this wire here, when you're running it back up, because you got to fish it through a bunch of stuff here, make sure it's not near anything hot. It does have a heat shield on it, but still keep it away from many hot things. And also keep it away from any moving parts. So just be careful when you're putting it back up there. Alright, I'm going to have to stop the video because, like I said, the room I have down here in this wrench gets in the way. I'll continue the video as soon as I get it tightened up. So there it is, all tightened up, ready to go. What I'm going to do now is bend some of this heat shield back together like it was. It's very thin metal, it's not that hard to bend it back. I'm going to do that, then I'm going to head up to the engine bay up there and find a wire and plug it in. Okay, so as you can see, I got my plug all plugged in. Everything's ready to go. I also added a little zip tie there because it was the wire that came with the Bosch was a little longer than the one that I had in there before, so I don't want it flopping around. Added a little zip tie to keep it tight. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave them down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Oh, and also, I am going to be doing a map sensor and a mass flow air sensor on this car. If you're interested in that, stay tuned. I'll be posting a video soon. Thank you for watching.